Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be doing a quick summary of the recent update for Dead Matter. As of the 26th of September, a new blog update has been posted. The blog is an amazingly thorough insight into what's going on with the team right now, what each member of the development crew are currently working on, and what to expect in the future. In this video, I'll be summarizing the main points of this blog post for those that might not want to read through the post in its entirety and would prefer to listen, or those that would just want to join in on discussion for what this might mean for us in the future as backers. One quick disclaimer before we get started: I am a QI software partner and actively support the development of Dead Matter. Whilst I try not to let this affect my opinion, and I will always try to come across as neutral to you guys, I can't hide the fact that I'm very excited about the game itself. Now, with that out of the way, let's look at some of the main points we'll be covering in this quick video. I've broken these down into 5 main topics, the first being playtests and server hosting, the second being animations, the third being new weapons, character customizations and clothing coming out as number 4, and the last point being world design improvements and additions. So, let's jump straight into it. Regicidal Nut, the team's writer, also the man behind the majority of the in-game lore and background, begins by filling us in on the recent playtest, also mentioned in the recent vlog update. The main purpose was to check network performance and new vehicle systems shown in vlog 9. The link for this vlog will be in the description of this video. The recent playtest highlighted some performance issues and bugs, but it's also mentioned that the VoIP worked with incredible clarity. There's a filter that will be used for chatter over walkie-talkies too, so we'll give that extra immersion factor when we're talking to our friends. Or perhaps even survivors that we haven't met before. Reggie also mentions that the team have set up tools with Steam for players to launch and maintain their own dedicated Dead Matter servers from within Steam itself. We'll be able to host and server locally, just for ourselves or for others on our network as well. As well as this, we'll be able to use the same files to host a dedicated server. This essentially means we'll have full control over our own servers, which I'm sure will be a huge plus for some and will allow for some great diversity. Being able to forge your server with custom settings and really set it apart from others in ways like PvP, PvE, and RP are really important to the survival of the survival genre, so I think it's going to be a very interesting thing to see as it develops. Zombie idle animations are also in the works, with infected now finding walls to slam their head against, lean against, or just take a nap on the floor for a while. This sort of thing can really add to the atmosphere of a game like Dead Matter, so it'll be exciting to see how this diversifies as we go forward, and whether any more animations will come into play. It's noted that this will actively affect gameplay, and we can sneak around zombies that are doing this if we're quiet enough. We also saw a new reload animation for the MP5 in all forms, which is looking particularly swanky. This was completed by the Shiny Haxorus, who I actually held an interview with, and we talked about his animations work, and he is a really proficient guy in his field, so I definitely recommend watching that if you can. If you've already watched my weapons showcase video, you might have seen this one already, but the M14 is now fully textured. This turntable shows the weapon in all variants. Along with this, we've been granted a first look at a new backer weapon, the Dragunov. I'm sure quite a few of you will know this one. Right now we don't have a textured version, but it looks like modeling is going well so far. Character customization is something we haven't seen too much of recently, so it's good to see that the developers have also been working on updating the old character creation menu. Specifically, A-Biscuits has been working on this. This is set to be implemented for internal testing with hair and clothing. The team don't feel this is quite ready to show off just yet, so there's no images that I can show you guys, but hopefully we'll see some of that in the near future. More clothes have also been rigged to character and zombie models to give us more variety. New hair and facial hair varieties have been created and have been set up on character models. Hopefully we'll see this develop into a diverse array of options. I know for me personally, I'm a huge fan of messing around with character looks and clothing to really help get that connection to my character. The timeline for Dead Matter itself, quest design, and smaller stories that players will come across in various points of interest are in the process of being fleshed out right now. This should allow us to piece together various small stories whilst finding out more on what caused the outbreak and how it was handled in the immediate aftermath. Reggie hints at investigations and completing assignments for a variety of factions around the map. These are completely optional, but I can only imagine that they'll be beneficial to surviving and a huge part of how we decide to play. We'll be able to choose which factions we want to make relationships with, so it's something that we really should be considering quite heavily. Finally, Shirk has been working on further physical design aspects for the game. Grass and foliage are a large part of this, whilst also working on fog elements to go with the new skybox. Myself and Shirk had a detailed discussion about his work with the map in one of my previous interviews, so much so that I had to split this into 2 videos. If you're interested in checking that out, you can find that under my channel titled Map Design. You can also find an array of images in the actual blog post, which is again linked in the description of this video. Alongside all of this, Shirk is also working on finalising the collision for buildings we'll see in Alberta. Reggie states that the complex collision that was used for testing has reached a point that it was negatively affecting performance during tests. Every building essentially has to be reconstructed with simple convex shapes such as boxes and cylinders for collision. This change greatly improves performance when compared to the per poly collision that was being used in testing. Following this quote, Reggie goes into detail on a few finer points that Shirk has been working on with regards to the buildings, but to save the detail and complicated terms here, the essence is that the team are finding ways to increase performance without noticeable impact on the game's graphics. For a game like Dead Matter, where we've got an open world around us, this is incredibly important. I'm really looking forward to seeing more improvements on this in the future. That's it from me in this one, folks. I'm hoping to cover each of Reggie's blog posts in future with a summary video just like this one. For those that don't like to read and would prefer to listen to a summary of the main topics, this will hopefully become a valuable resource. As always, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and you can catch me live on Twitch at 2:30 PM UK time through the week and 8 PM on weekends. If you liked the video, consider liking and subscribing for more. I'll see you guys in the next one.